Hello, amazing parents. It's so good to see you guys. I am praying for your December. I hope it's already started out great, but I'm really also praying that you guys have an amazing time with your family, with your students, that it's restful, and that you really, truly are more unified and together than ever before this Christmas break. And so, praying for you all. And I just want to let you know, even though we're not meeting for High Point, I'm always available. I've included my phone number. Literally, ministry doesn't stop, and I'm excited to be available. So please, if you have any prayer requests or anything that you'd love to meet about or talk about, please shoot me an email, shoot me a text. I would love to chat. And just so you know, I tell this to my students all the time, but I would love to meet with them if they are struggling or just want prayer or would like to talk through scripture. Anything, I'm here for them. And so I'm really excited for this December. I'm excited about what God has been doing in 2018. We've seen so many amazing things happen. Just to recap, we had 50 students accept Christ this year. That's insane. We had our biggest summer camp of all time. We've seen more and more kids come to service than ever before. And in those service, more kids going to small group and really growing in their desire to read the word and to pray and to evangelize. It's been awesome to see. 2018's been amazing. But I also really firmly believe that 2019 is going to be even better. Here's why. We are for the first time ever doing a winter retreat, and we're doing this strategically in January because we know that January is one of the driest months spiritually, historically for our students. It's a time when we see a lot of kids step down from where they were going. They start to fall back into patterns. It is a time that really we want to, instead of moving backwards, we want to move forwards with God. That's why we're doing a winter retreat. And I know we've talked about this a lot, but I would really love for Christmas, if there's one gift you'd want to give from me, it'd be that your student would come to retreat. And literally, that's the only thing that I care about, because I believe that if they do not come, they will miss out on something amazing. Obviously, they're going to be fine, but this weekend, I just believe, and we've sensed, and we know that God is going to do something special. He's going to draw himself nearer to these students, and they're going to grow closer together and closer to him than ever before. And so please, if there's anything I can do to support you in that, I would love to be available. But I also just know, and I've seen this countless times with parents, that you have a lot more influence over your student than you may think. Many times I've talked to parents like, well, they're in high school now, they get to decide for themselves. But I want to encourage you. Be bold to encourage your student to do this. Some of them are just waiting for that nudge, that push. And I've heard 3 primary excuses for why they can't come on retreat. Many of them it's because of finances. Please know that literally I would love to help in any way possible. I've even paid for students in the past. I will do it again if that means getting them there. But I would love to have your student there. We have some scholarships available. And so please do not let money be an issue. 2, I've heard some say that their friends are not coming. Many of them don't even know who's registered yet. So if you have questions about that, let me know. But also just know that any friends who don't normally go to church come for free. That is the best way for them to bring their basketball team, their football team, their friends to this, to introduce them to something that they're a part of, but also have an amazing weekend with their friends. And so even if that's true, that a lot of their friends are not coming, this is a great way to invite them. And last, I've heard that some people say, well, we have some obligations or they have sports that weekend. Let me tell you this. One weekend with God, one weekend with retreat is 48 hours. 48 hours is more time in one weekend than we spend all year on Sunday nights. Literally, you could get a whole weekend of church and one weekend of retreat. And so I promise you, I know that those other things seem important, but one practice missed, one little tournament missed as a sophomore, as a freshman, this is so much more catalytic to their life and to their growth than anything that those things may be. And that's obviously a bias coming from a pastor's perspective, but I've also been a coach. And if I had someone approach me and ask me, as many of our students have done, and ask their coach, would you be willing to let me miss this thing for this weekend because of this? Many coaches are understanding and actually allow it to happen. And so I've seen that countless times, even for this retreat. So whatever the obligation, whatever the situation, please just know I'm available. I would love to be there for you. I'm praying that every single one of your students come to retreat and that God moves in mighty, mighty ways. And just know, again, we love you. We're so grateful for all that you've done to support this ministry in 2018. And I just can't say how excited I am to continue to partner with you of what God is doing in your students' lives in 2019. So we love you. Merry Christmas. I hope you have an amazing time with your family. And again, please feel free to reach out in any way that you need to this Christmas break. Love you. Have a great one.